Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Well, we have got LR Bulma in-game. Now, Bulma was not a very kind dear to me for how many stones it took. I mean, I got my first copy of Bulma. It was like 3,500 or something to get my first copy. It was rough. It gets real tough. So the medals to awaken Bulma are pretty easy. Just Path to Power Kid Goku medals. And then also, those are Bulma medals from the Great Saiyaman event, which has been around since, I mean, some of the beginning days. That's why I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of those medals, right? Dude, this is so funny. LR Bulma, I don't hate this pick as an LR. I would have if they would have made her mediocre. But instead, they decided, all right, we're going to do LR Bulma. Well, she's going to be top 3, right? So that makes it A-okay with me. I do still really want a Bulma Dokkan Fest. I think Bulma, like, piloting her, like, robot, like, from Planet Namek, that filler episode on Namek, I think would make for a great Dokkan Fest, actually. I'm serious. I'm dead ass. I think it would be really good. And then here, so we still need Path to Power Kid Goku medals. We also need the Bulma medals still from the Great Saiyaman event. But then also, those are Goku medals from the very first Dragon Ball Saga movie, right? Story event right there. That's, of course, you go through all the Dragon Ball Saga events to eventually awaken the, Kid Goku to LR Kid Goku and Arale, right? So here we go. Here is LR Bulma-chan. I think she has a really good card art, actually. She's got the Shenron animation active skill. I think overall, Bulma seems to be a pretty interesting character in terms of, like, animations and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to test out Bulma, how good she is at 55%. I think, again, that Bulma is actually going to be a fairly effective character. Even at 55%, I do think she's going to be pretty good. Alright, so LR Bulma, our girl had her little intro right there. So, Bulma, right? I think Bulma is a ridiculously good character. I mean, I like her starting out 300k defense, 55% link level 1, right? Not bad. I guess she does link up fairly well with Piccolo, right? We have Brainiacs, we have solid support as well, we have Fierce Battle. We can get legendary power from Carnival Goku there as well. So, essentially, what makes this Bulma so good is that she is going to be a very tanky support character, I think, first and foremost. This Bulma can definitely do damage, because she gets a guaranteed additional super with 7 Key Spheres, and she creates Rainbow Key Spheres, so, let's see, do we get the 7? No. This is an uber unlucky turn, though, right? Like, duh, this is like as unlucky as it gets right here. I love that. If it's a showcase I'm doing, you can bet your ass we're going to have terrible luck very fast into it, right? So she's able to get the guaranteed additional super. I should also point out her super attack effects are very good as well. But in particular, her 18 key super attack effect, which does have Oolong in the super attack, she gets 50% attack and defense, mega colossal damage to the enemy, and then she gets a high chance to crit from that. Now, I'm actually not sure yet if that lasts the entire turn or if it's just for that attack. But, I mean, it's still good regardless. This Bulma is probably always going to basically be sitting, like, at 18 key, right? Because of the fact that she gives herself 7 key at the start of turn, plus her Rainbow Orb changing, plus she is a nuking character, right? Now, actually, this is a very unlucky opener, because one of the things that makes Bulma so crazy, and we're probably not going to have this happen again in the video, is Bulma with 5 Key Spheres gives all allies 3 key and 37% attack and defense. So a multiple turn buff, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to hit that right away. Well, I guess we could just... Piccolo's not going to kill this Frieza. The thing about doing this is I would just be annoyed if Piccolo killed Frieza and we didn't get to see Bulma on this turn. Alright, 8 orbs right there. So let's go ahead and hit this. So now this activates Bulma's guaranteed additional super, and it activates her 2-turn support. So the next rotation, which is Kid Goku, Yamcha, and Yamcha, they're getting 3 key and 37% attack and defense. The people that I'm seeing who are like saying like, oh, I don't really get why Bulma's so crazy, it's because they don't realize how nuts it is that Bulma is essentially like giving 5 characters basically, you know, 4 key or 3 key and like 40% attack and defense essentially. Like it's a really strong buff. This is the type of character that will win you fights. She just is bringing a lot to the table. All right. Remember, let's go over her link set. Her link set, of course, is Brainiacs, Solid Support, Battlefield Diva, Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Balls, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. I also want to point out the title for doing 77,777 weapon super attacks, which dude, I don't have it. I have not seen a single person that has it because there's so few weapon type super attack characters. But finally, we have a couple more because not only is Bulma's super attack her 12 key a weapon super, but so is her TUR and her SSR. So that's a big time W. I am getting that title, bruh. That's the only title between me and having every title. Oh, dude. Yeah, Bulma, her support. Look at Piccolo's attack stat. I mean, don't additional. Yes. Okay. So what does Bulma hit? 55%. She's at 6 million. Giving this support. Remember, whatever her defense is right here, she's guarding and she has damage reduction. Oh, that's actually a pretty good KO screen right there. That's not bad. Bulma builds up 7% damage reduction at the start of each turn, and it builds up all the way to 77%. Now, you're not gonna get to that 77%, but it's still very good. This is actually a great moment in time for us. I'm just gonna pop both of these right here on Frieza. This will give us the chances to potentially get extra dodges. Let's just activate Fierce Battle first. Let's go ahead and pop this. Hopefully the Yamchas can just go crazy. I'm going to float off Kid Goku. Of course, we want Kid Goku to be on rotation along with Bulma, right? Like, Bulma and Kid Goku were designed to be used together. I was actually wondering if there was a chance, potentially, that Bulma was actually originally slated to come out with Path to Power Kid Goku, right? If you look at the way this Part 2 celebration looks, it almost looks like it kind of should or would be like a Part 2 for Path to Power Kid Goku. Remember, Kid Goku did not have a Part 2 because the Gammas came out, right? Well, apparently Bulma's ID number is right with the Golden Week characters, so she very likely was not made originally. So I don't think that theory is correct, that she was originally intended to come out with Path to Power Kid Goku. Because otherwise, I think her ID would have been in a different spot. Like an example of this is the LR Super Saiyan 4s. Their ID, like when they were made in like, it was like way earlier, right, than when they came out, right? They came out in like January of 2019, the LR Super Saiyan 4s, but they're like they were made alongside the Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who had come out. He was the Tanabata unit in 2018, 6 months before. So the LR Super Saiyan 4s were just made so early, and they were sitting on him for a while, right? Like, but doesn't seem like that's the case with old Bulma-chan here. All right, so this is going to be another nice rotation for Bulma. We can get our 7 orbs right there, perfect. The other thing that's going to get really good is a rotation of her and Kid Goku is, you know, crazy with the orbs. So, all right, so Bulma's at 358. Again, she's guarding for the first 7 turns. She has damage reduction. Dude, even at 55%, this is a dominant character. This is 55%. This is a ridiculous character. This is crazy. I feel like it's going to go over a lot of people's heads. Support units typically do. Think of the slander physical sub-EZA Bardock has had to take. Just think of how bad some of these sub-EZAs are. And then remember that I've had to listen to people talking shit about that physical Bardock for months. And compare him to how bad some of the sub-EZAs are. It's criminal, right? But like, any support that's viable in these difficult stages, they just bring the team together. They do so much. There's a reason I run this unit repeatedly, even though he always gets me killed. This unit always sells, but they're a strong support. It's just, you can always find a spot for a character like this, always. And it's like Bulma is not just supporting the rotation she's on. She's supporting 2 rotations. It's just, she's just so very good, right? She's a nuking character, Rainbow Orb changing. She has a very dominant active skill, which we'll get to. She only has 1 condition. It's just on turn 7. Turn 7 is not the greatest ever, but you have to understand that it's like she is a summonable LR with only that condition, just turn 7. I don't think it's going to be that tough. Like turn 7, you'll probably be wrapping up the fight in a lot of these major red zone fights. And then that would allow you, at that point, right, to essentially full heal and give your allies the last little extra buff with her active skill. I think her active skill is very good. The fact that, especially if she's rainbowed, Link level 10 potentially, all that stuff, like that active is essentially going to work as a full heal. It's going to function as a full heal, which is just going to be so crazy. Basically, this entire video so far, we just rocking the double Yamcha rotation. I'm just going to keep this going, right? Like, whatever. Like, who cares? The double Yamcha's at the end right here. That's fine. Because we're just going to cycle in all these other characters to rock with LR Bulma. Yeah, I mean, even at 55%, I really don't recommend players summon for Bulma. Because her banner is so bad. I like what they did with the Yellow Coin banners. They dropped them to 7 featured units. It's insane that they made this new change, and both Super Buu and Bulma absolutely railed my ass. The banners were so bad for me, right? Like, I Rainbow Bulma, it was like 5,000 zones. That's not good. For a 7 unit, Bulma's banner is the same lineup as just a normal Dokkan Fest banner. It's not the old days, dude. Like LR Bardock, you know, LR Broly, like these characters had 14 featured units. Bulma is a 7 unit featured banner, and it took me 5,000 to rainbow her. Just ridiculous. And Super Buu was kind of the same thing as well. Super Buu was also just an absolutely insane banner, right? Like my luck is just basically unbelievable. All right, so now we are cooking here. This is what we call a really good turn. So again, this is 55% Bulma right here. Let's go ahead and get this. So this will give her extra damage reduction. Remember, she's getting support from Kid Goku. We have Yajirobe support up as well, right? We got Piccolo here, who's activating Brainiacs and solid support. I mean, this is, you know, as good as it gets for our girl Bulma-chan. Remember, you want to hit 7 key spheres if possible for her. She gets a guaranteed additional super, but 5 is like for Bulma to be like, you know, best unit in the game, second best unit in the game, or third best unit in the game level, which she is. She does need to get the 5 orbs though, but 5 orbs, considering she creates her own orbs, I don't think is an issue, right? Again, because she is creating her own orbs. So Bulma's at 400k right there. Remember, she is guarding. She has damage reduction. This is her 3rd turn, so she's at 21% damage reduction, combined with the guard, combined with every super attack gives her 50% defense right here, right? And remember, she gets a guaranteed additional super. Just a really, really crazy character. Maybe she could take some damage at the very end of the fight after her guard wears off, but that, you gotta understand how uncommon that is. That is such an uncommon thing, right? So, I don't know. I think that this Bulma is just crazy. Loving this unit. Now, her Bulma's damage reduction, I don't think her damage reduction works like Golden Frieza. So remember, Golden Frieza loses damage reduction every turn, even the turns he's not on. I don't think Bulma is like that, though. I think she's just building up damage reduction on all of her turns. And again, she'll lose her guard, but then she'll have at least good damage reduction with the good defense. She should be good. 7.7 right here. Remember, we have the multiple turn support, stuff like that. She's just very, very good. Kid Goku's Rainbow Orb changing, supporting. I mean, these teams, right, like Earthbred Fighters and Earthlings and like Dragon Ball Seekers, like these types of teams, massively buffed. This is why, you know, LR Bulma, Dokkan Fest Kid Goku, Dokkan Fest Yamcha, 23rd World Tournament Dual Dokkan Fest. Like, these are huge. These are buffing teams that seriously needed it, that needed the help, that needed the representation, all of that. The more I'm like kind of moving forward with Bulma as a summonable LR, the more I am liking the decision. But of course, again, if you're going to make Bulma an LR, you've got to make her this good. You have to, right? Bulma, Kale, Super 17, like these types of characters, they need to be like this good. You can get away with God Goku being like okay or mid or something like that. But unfortunately, like, you know, God Goku, like, they should have swapped God Goku and Super 17, right? Like, Super 17 was when we needed to be utterly insane. God Goku, you know, is really good, like a top 10 unit in the game contender, I think. But is he really needed that badly for all those teams he's on? Like, you know, like, maybe not. Okay, so Bulma is still guarding. Yeah, because this is turn 7 for Bulma, so she's still guarding. So, I mean, this is by far the strongest rotation we're going to get from her, because we could use her active. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So, what Bulma's active does is a couple of things. Why don't we just pop it, and then I will blabber on away after we go ahead and pop her ridiculously OP active here. Alright, so Bulma creates an entire field of key spheres, right? STR key spheres. Now, because of the fact that she is also an STR unit, and she's an LR with really high stats, and she's a nuking character, what's going to happen is Bulma is going to full heal you when you get these orbs. And again, she's a nuking character. 17% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. So now we have a 55% character who full healed us. We would have been at 1 HP and we would have been damn near full HP, right? And, you know, she's still guarding. She has damage reduction. She's going to double super. She's going to have a 50% chance to crit on her 18 key. Like, I feel like I shouldn't have to sell this character to people. People should understand how busted she is, right? Like, we get how crazy she is. I don't have to sell her. Like, we know. Bulma's a character that is going to potentially be helped out by link levels quite a bit right here. I just caught that because, remember, these links right here, Incredible Adventure and Guidance of the Dragon Balls, these are big-time links that were significantly helped by the link level update. This is 2 key. This is Incredible Adventure right here. This becomes 3 key and 7% attack and defense at link level 10. Huge buffs, right? Guidance of the Dragon Balls, I guess this just... Well, actually, all this gets is a 7% chance to crit, which I just don't really care about too much, but yeah, that's what that's... Yeah, they should have made that better. That should be 20% attack, 20% defense, and 7% chance to crit, or something. I mean, nowadays it would be an obscenely busted, but when they did the link level update, we were right here. Android 8 and below. Yeah, they could have made that link stronger, for sure. All right, let's just get this out. We probably will make this just, honestly, just the last turn. I mean, she's guarding with damage reduction. Stupid character. This is incredible. I would probably... it's too early for me to say. I don't know, because Orange Piccolo and the GT Goku and Vegeta, it's just what they're doing. Like, it's tough, but, like, Bulma has that level of impact. Like, Bulma's not just like, oh, my defense is really high. Oh, big ooga booga damage. It's like she's like Rainbow Orb changing and support, and she's got the heal, and she's got crits, and she's got additional. Like, she's doing all of this, right? And at 55%, she's double-digit tanking one of the hardest-hitting bosses in the game, right? Like, remember, that Frieza does, like, 1.5 million. Right, what is that Frieza's damage, actually? It's like 1.5 million or something like that, right? It's right around there. Frieza does 1.44 million. So, 55% Bulma's just like, yeah, thanks. Double-digit tanked. Insane. Insane character. Just ridiculous. Insane character. Right? Like, you don't need dupes or link levels for her to be ridiculous. But again, I don't recommend players summon for this unit because, oh my god, is her banner terrible. If you don't pull her, you're taking an L, right? Unless, oh, I pulled unfeatured LR Fusion Zamasu or unfeatured LR Golden Frieza. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, Bulma, dude. Oh my god. Alright, this is a quest that makes wishes come true. Bulma Youth. Her leader skill is Dragon Ball Seekers or Dragon Ball Saga category key 4 and 150% of stats. So this is one of the main issues why I do try and steer players away from summoning, especially for yellow coin LRs. You just don't want to go for this. 150% leaders, bro, please, no. If you're gonna summon, you really want to summon for major leader characters. There's a chance Bulma could return on the Worldwide Download Celebration Carnival banners alongside, 5 other summonable LRs and a Carnival LR brand new leader that's a 200% leader, a real leader. Bulma is great, top 3 unit in the game, but I just don't. There's not a ton of value summoning for her. It's not just how good the character is, how hyped the character is, but are the other units around the character good, right? Or can this character also be a dominant leader, right? Like, it's just, if you pull Bulma, awesome, W. But, like, that's nearly all the value you get from the banner, right? Like, almost all the yellow coin LRs pretty much are trash, right? Like, it's like Fusion Zamasu and Golden Frieza, right? Like, physical LR Goku and Piccolo? Yeah, no. Like, no. Bulma's 12 key super attack, Machine Gun of Fury. She greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, 50% buff, colossal damage to the enemy, and then lowers enemy attack. Weapon type super. There's only a handful of those in the game. That's a W. I love that. Bulma's 18 key super attack, Bulma and Oolong's survival strategy. She gets 50% attack and defense for 1 turn, mega colossal damage to the enemy, and then she has a high chance to crit. Again, I think that the high chance to crit that Bulma has is just for that attack, but I guess I don't know for sure at the moment, right? But even just for that attack, high chance to crit, pretty good. And that also does, Bulma's got crits built in, she's got additionals built in. What's the one thing she doesn't have? This is one of the most obvious full dodge characters I've ever seen in my life, dude. This Bulma, for sure. Bulma's passive skill, Impact of the New Form. Wait, is that actually what her passive is called? Impact of the New Form? Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I need to fact check this. That doesn't seem correct. Wait a minute, hold on. Bulma, I need Bulma's passive name here, man. What? Impact of the New Form? Wait a minute. That does not sound very correct to me real fast. Okay, so Bulma's passive is called the Complete Collection of 7 Dragon Balls. That's what her passive is actually called. Complete Collection of 7 Dragon Balls. Okay. Which activates the intro animation, her first appearance. She gets 3 key and guard for the first 7 turns. Bam. Like that. Guarding for at least the first couple of turns, like it just makes characters so good. It really does. Then she gets 4 key and 177% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then she randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, not STR, to rainbow. Then she gets 7% damage reduction at the start of each turn, up to a maximum of 77%. Again, the way I believe this works is she's going to be giving the damage reduction to herself at the start of each of her turns. Golden Frieza does on every turn. I'm pretty sure it's just her turns, but I can't say yet for sure, right? Then Bulma also gets 17% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. Bulma gets an additional 77% attack with 3 key spheres. Then this dominant ability right here. She gives all allies 3 key and 37% attack and defense, herself excluded, for 2 turns with 5 or more key spheres obtained. That is actually one of the strongest abilities in the game. I'm not, like, bullshitting. That is one of the strongest abilities a character has. It's so strong. It's so powerful. And then finally, she gets a guaranteed additional super with 7 key spheres. Her active skill, Come Forth Shenron, changes all key spheres to STR key spheres, which means with how high her stats are and her defense and stuff like that, she is going to be full healing, essentially. With the orb, the field being entirely STR orbs, which is going to be crazy. And then she gives all allies 7 ki. Oh, I didn't talk about this when I used it. Oops. But she gives all allies 7 ki, a 17% attack and defensive buff, right? Active skill buff for the whole rotation, which is crazy. It's a significant buff. I sometimes see people continue to downplay, like, the active skill type buffs and how crazy they are. And she makes all allies super effective against all types for the turn, right? It's just, it's crazy what this character does. This is it. This is how you make one of these characters. This is awesome. And then you could do that starting from the 7th turn from the start of battle. Which is good. So on that 7th turn, she could be guarding with a huge amount of damage reduction and get you the full heal and have that damage. Like, her active skill turn, she's finishing bosses off. They're done. That active skill drops, it's GG. You won, right? It's strong. Then her link set is Brainiac, Solid Support, Battlefield Diva, Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Balls, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Not the best ever, but she does have some common links there. But keep in mind, as a very dominant defense/support type unit, Bulma's link set doesn't really matter as much, right? Like, Bulma, if you're going to run a villain Dragon Ball Seeker team, a villain Power of Wishes team, you could throw Bulma on there. She's only going to help, right? Like, she's that good. Bulma is 12 ki multiplier, 150%, 24 ki multiplier, 200% typical stuff. And then finally, our girl Bulma is buffing several teams that could really, really use the help. So here is the Dragon Ball Seeker team. The last 2 characters added to it are these dominant Bulma cards. That's so funny. That other free-to-play Bulma is very, very good as well. Then there's also the Dragon Ball Saga category team that she's on. I mean, this team, this is a, really significant buff. Jackie Chun's presence on this team is not really that good because the 23rd World Tournament characters are not here. That's stupid bullshit. Because again, remember, it's Dragon Ball Saga on dummy Global Dokkan for calling it that, but it's actually called the Boyhood Saga on JP. JP Dokkan are morons for making it the Boyhood Saga, not Dragon Ball Saga, and then Global Dokkan is morons for calling it Dragon Ball Saga, not Boyhood Saga, right? They're both stupid. Both made L's. Then Bulma's on Peppy. Oh my god, Peppy Gals. Yeah, Kale, and then now LR Bulma. Wow. And Chilai. Oh my god, dude. I am ready for Dokkan Fest Bulma. Remember, Bulma from Planet Namek has a different name than this LR. This LR is Kid Bulma, Bulma Youth. Dragon Ball Z Planet Namek Saga Bulma is just called Bulma, right? So, like, Dokkan Fest Bulma? Hell yeah, man. I would be at 200%. Like, leader potentially to a lot of Peppy Gal characters would be sick. Then Bulma is on the youth cat. Oh my god, what a buff to the youth team. Yeah, dude. Jeez. Huge buff right here. Wow. Really good. Huge W for sure. Then we also, we're also on the Earthling category team. Yeah, pretty good. Earthlings getting some huge, dude, this, I mean, I know people don't like some of these, like, non-hype characters getting the love, but, like, look at, like, the Earthling team. Like, you've got a lot of hitters. Dude, these are hitters at the top here. Tien, Krillin, Yamcha, Yajirobe, both Bulmas. Jackie Chun is great, too, if you've got the World Tournament units around him, which, Jackie Chun could be helping these two on this team. So Jackie Chun is much more effective on the Earthling team. Then here's, I mean, this is now one of these, like, top 5 teams in the game. Earth-bred fighters. I was trying to spit out warriors raised on Earth, but it's Earth-bred fighters. Is now, like, a top 5 team. I don't know. This is up there. Bond of Parent and Child. Movie Heroes is still really good, right? Like, it's nutty. This team, this actually might be the best team in the game. Earth-bred fighters. It might be. It might be. And then finally, there's Power of Wishes. Yeah. Yeah, look at the units at the top of this one. Oh my god. Yeah, pretty helpful. So there's Bulma. Yeah, she's a top 3 unit. If you disagree, you're wrong. Sorry, she's top 3. She's that bitch. That's it. She is her. She's that bitch. Get out the way, because this is a real dominant LR right here.